Hi everyone. So, quite a lot of you responded that they actually very much liked that brief little video that I filmed in my garden. So I figured I would try again. It is quite windy. And I don't know how the mic will respond to that. But I wanted to try, and if it doesn't work out at all, maybe this can just be just a little ambiance video where you just enjoy the sounds with me. Maybe I should just do some hand movements whenever the wind is too strong to talk. And maybe this will just be a very different video than what I had planned. Whatever happens, I'm enjoying being here with you. I love my garden. I love being here. And anytime it is not raining or freezing is a-okay in my book. So I will take whatever happens. Originally, I was planning to reminisce with you. Reminisce about some of the good times that I have had in this garden. For example, we are a big game-playing family. My parents and sisters, we would play games a lot. And summer evenings on the patio was a preferred time. Especially Scrabble and reminiscing were preferred games, but I would try to get them to play something else like Clue or some other games. There was a game called Mang and such. But especially this one game. This one game where you did not need any equipment, and it's super simple, and everyone, I'm sure, knows it. It is kind of a word snake you make. And you start with an animal, and the next person has to think of an animal that starts with the final letter of the previous said animal. So very easy. If someone says rabbit, then the next person says, not used to playing this in English, then the next person says tarantula, and the next person says aardvark and kangaroo, and so on. But the reason that I have such great memories from this game is that my mom always used to cheat. So I have mentioned before that my mom was born in Suriname, and that's where she lived until she was 22. So she would always use these names of animals that we didn't know but were supposedly very common in Suriname. And she would usually say that they were bird names. And one she would say was Chocha, and I believe that that one was an actual bird. Like, we looked that one up and it existed. But then there were all of these spin-offs of Chocha, and she would say Ñoño and Kyokyo and just other random names of non-existent animals, and a lot of the times we just went with it because we didn't want the game to end. It's not a game with winners or losers. You just keep going until you can't find any animals anymore. So we usually ran with it, and Chocho and Ñoño became running jokes in our family. So that is a really good memory. Well, it's like an umbrella memory which holds many such occasions. And another group of memories are birthdays, namely my mother's birthdays. She was a very sociable, outgoing person, and she loved get-togethers. She loved hosting. She was a cook, and she could make the most delicious food, and she loved to do so. And so, especially her birthdays, they were a big event, specifically when it was a bigger birthday, like a multiple of 5, and they are called bigiyaris. So like 30 is a bigiyari, 35, 40, and so on. But 18 and 21 are also bigiyaris. 21 not so much actually here, but in the States it would be. Here I guess more 16 and 18. And she would throw these big parties, and we would have a tent set up in the grass. Her birthday was in July, but you never know what the weather will do, so we would have a tent set up on the grass, and just uncovered tables and chairs on the patio, and then we'd see where the festivities would end up. And she would spend days in advance cooking, and then the day itself, there'd be just dozens of people here all day, everywhere, just dancing and eating and talking and having fun. Just like really exuberant parties, not like stuffy old sit around a table and talk parties, just like actual parties. And it was always so fun to just observe. I always knew a lot of people as well, so I usually enjoyed these parties, and I was my mom's baby, so she would just, I don't know, I just liked gravitating around her. It's like touching the sun, you know? It may feel uncomfortable, but you just want to. So there were so many parties here. She would usually rope my dad into celebrating his birthday as well, even though he's more like me, more introverted and quiet, but she would love another excuse to have everyone over and be the center of attention. And I really miss that. We haven't had a party since we lost her, and the last bigiyari we had with her was her 55th birthday. And since then, my dad has taken so much of the grass. That's another memory. So we have like a patch of grass, and every year my dad would go around with his shovel and just cut away 3 inches or 4 inches of the grass, so he would have more room for his plants. So he would cut away some grass to have more room for plants and flowers, and we would all protest because we wanted room to play and to run around, and my mom wanted room for her tent. But he got free rein in the end, and there's just like a too small area left now. But it's okay. Most of my memories are about my mom, but my dad wasn't too bad as well. He just wasn't as in the picture because he was working all the time to provide for his 4 girls. But one good memory that is related to him, when I was a kid, quite young, I would make perfume, and I would collect flowers from the garden, and I'd mash them up and mix them with water and make perfume. And his garden is holy to him, always has been, always will be. So the fact that he would actually let me pick flowers to then destroy them is a lot. Trust me, a lot. So and I would make certain colors of perfume, like make certain colors, like grab a bunch of purple flowers. I'm looking at several kinds right now, and make purple perfume and yellow and pink and just all kinds of colors. And then I'd leave them overnight, and the next day they would all be brown. But I had such a good time doing that when I was a kid, and could occupy myself for hours that way. And so he was a good sport, letting me do that. I could share more, but I don't know how much of this video I'm going to be able to use. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep the speaking parts and trash the wind parts, or keep the windy parts and trash the speaking parts, or keep both, or trash both. I don't know. So I don't want to drone on for too long, if I may have to repeat it. So we'll see. I hope you get something out of this video. And if not, it was a reason to get dressed and put on makeup. And those reasons are quite few in this day. By the time you see this, the world may be resembling normal, but at this time, it is not yet. So I'm just gonna sit here for a little while longer. And enjoy the sounds So at least we will have that. Okay. Have a good night. Bees over there, mostly bumblebees. They're just buzzing away. Can you hear them? One just flew by. Could you hear that? I thought I made a